Battling the opioid epidemic. From new legislation to a cell phone app, officials across the nation want something to change, and fast. Baltimore Congressman Elijah Cummings and Massachusetts Senator Elizabeth Warren plan to introduce legislation tomorrow that would require $10 billion a year in federal funding to fight the crisis. The program would be modeled off the 1990 Ryan White Act, which provided billions in funding to combat the AIDS crisis. And that cell phone app developed here in Maryland is helping predict waves of overdoses in real time. Kimberly Eaton is live with how the technology is tracking thousands of cases. Kimberly?
Well, Mary, it's simple, but it has become essential. First responders can use that phone app to report overdoses and opioid-related deaths in real time, tracking the killer drug, sometimes across state lines. Each of these small blue dots marks survival, a drug user who overdosed but lived. The red triangles are much more sinister. Thousands of color-coded points all tracked inside this office, where those fighting the country's opioid epidemic have become cartographers, mapping the killer drugs.
Drug distribution knows no bounds. Drug use knows no bounds.
And that's the basis for OD Map. Developed by the High Intensity Drug Trafficking Areas Program, Deputy Director Jeff Beeson says it's the first app to follow waves of opioids across city and state lines, down to the minute, down to the street corner, and in real time.
Law enforcement can now pinpoint areas of need. They can put undercover cops in those areas. They can build cases to take down the people selling poison, the drug dealers.
Put your hands up now!
In the new war on drugs, the technological tool helps officers to predict the flow of killers like fentanyl so they can cut off the supply. And it notifies healthcare workers to target high-risk areas for education and recovery. More challenging now than ever before. In the first 9 months of 2017, opioids killed 1,500 Marylanders. More than 500 of those deaths on the streets of Baltimore. As the drug trade picks up speed, Beeson says more agencies nationwide are signing into OD Map to stay one step ahead.
And folks can get sort of an early warning alert to say, hey, they've had a spike last night. We could be next.
And the program launched in the DMV and West Virginia, now used by agencies in 19 different states, and it's still growing. Reporting live tonight, I'm Kimberly Eaton for WJZ.
Kimberly, thank you. And we will have more on the app and how it is helping build a database on drugs May 8th during the Baltimore Standing Together Town Hall on opioids.